For King and Country, one of the music industry's most respected and decorated duos, brothers Joel and Luke Smallbone, can I just say, two of the most handsome brothers in the music gig right now. They've won awards all over the show, 4 Grammy Awards, 7 GMA Dove Awards, a Billboard Music Award, lots and lots of award. And I bet both of them have received maybe a most helpful student certificate when they attended primary school. I bet you they did. They sell out nearly everywhere they play, and we can't wait to see them back here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Please join us in welcoming for King and Country's Joel Smallbone. Good morning, Joel.
There does not get a better welcome than that right there, or a better accent, I dare say. And I only have one correction for you, and that is we homeschooled. We didn't go to primary school. And so we got awards in our little, 7 siblings homeschool situation, but that was as far as it went.
I stand corrected. Who got more certificates and who got more awards out of the Smallbone family?
Luke definitely got. Luke was like a mini me Jesus Christ growing up, so he got more awards.
Now I can see you on video. People can't see you. You're sporting. You're looking very dapper, can I just say? And you had your hands up, and look at the rings that are on your hand. Are they there?
Oh, yeah.
In any? Can I ask how special they are to you?
All of them are, actually,
Is there anything
at some level.
Okay,
9th anniversary
on
in
your
California.
pinky? On your pinky?
Uh, Wedding ring bought in Australia. It's an Australian ring made by an Australian metal smith.
Can you describe the pattern on that wedding ring of yours?
It's actually it looks sort of
Yeah.
some people are listening, they can't see, but
Yeah.
I'll describe it. It's kind of I don't know, abstract. It's just like a metal cluster on the top, but I love it. And then this is Laguna Beach. This is the California, another California nod, omen. And this is a Claddagh ring.
What does
We
that mean?
spent our 10-year wedding anniversary this year in Ireland. And a Claddagh ring, literally, a Claddagh ring is like, what's your dating apps? Like Bumble or
Yeah.
eHarmony or dating apps. It was basically, it has a heart on it and a crown. And if it was flipped up one way, it meant you were available. And if it was flipped the other way, it means you're taken. And so mine, just for the listener's sake, mine is flipped inward, which means I am accounted for.
Well, actually, I don't think I know, because I've seen you perform and I've heard you speak, you and your brother Luke, the impact that you have on people. You say you're conflicted. I understand that because we're broken people, right? But there are obviously lots of broken people who listen to you and your brother and listen to your music, and your lyrics touch them in their hearts. I just want you to sort of sit on that for a little bit and maybe talk about the impact that has on some people. And can you share an experience that you've had with somebody who's openly come to you guys and said, thank you?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a chance to portray a character on screen like we just touched on, or particularly as sort of my day job to write a song that's from my heart, and Luke's heart, talking about something that we've very really walked through, and sometimes it can be dark and heavy to addiction, or it's, loneliness or control issues or whatever else it is. And that resonating with someone else it's kind of overwhelming. We're right in the middle of a tour right now. I'm literally in the bowels of the arena in San Antonio, Texas, as we speak. And man, it's night after night. The most recent one that comes to mind was the last show that we did in Sacramento this last Sunday, and there was a Down syndrome young girl who's probably 5 or 6 who also had stage 4 cancer. And, it was a couple siblings and her parents were there, and you just know they're in the thick of it. And man, that girl never met me before, and she reached out and just gave me the biggest hug that said 1,000 words. She was pretty nonverbal, but she knew me. She knew through the songs, and I mean, that family's walking through hell right now. You know, you can imagine.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I went back to the dressing room, and Chico, my tour manager, walked in, and we just sort of looked at each other with, you know, with glassy eyes, and just said, "I like that just wrecks you," you know. And it's heavy. And then on the flip side of the same coin, the chance to like the joy on that little girl's face is just outrageous. And the fact that we get to be part of this great miraculous thing called music, you get to be part of it by putting it on the airwaves, and I get to be part of it by being a writer and a performer. It's an outrageous gift, really, and something we don't take lightly.
That's beautiful and well said, Joel. And thank you for being able to share your gift with so many people. And I can tell by how you talk to that not only is it touches your heart. So I appreciate that, and it comes through loud and clear. That would also impact possibly in your touring and movies and all that. That's a busy schedule. What's important for us here in New Zealand, important everywhere, is your mental health and well-being. And that's something we take very seriously here. Are you good at prioritizing your own mental well-being? And how do you do that in the busy world that you live in?
Man, no is a powerful word, right? And a really important one. Luke and I've gotten better at it, but it's been trial and error, and he'd tell you the same thing. A couple of things that have become really important, really practical things. Sleep's obviously very important. Man, getting stuff out into the open, like just work in safe spaces, obviously.
Yeah.
But when you're working through something, as you work through out on the road, you have to be able to like put it forward, and sort of confess or work through it with a group of people that you trust. Is really important. Sabbath, just one day off in 7 for me. I actually missed it this last, full candor confession. I missed it this last week because we had 5 shows, and then I had to go to LA 2 days to work, and then 4 more shows. And that virtually never happens, man. I really try and like honor that 6 days on, 1 day off, which is just such a grand reset. And then my wife is a radical partner in all this. You know, we really, she's a musician and actress as well, and so there's so much depth. And I'll give you one other little one. I set a timer for 10 minutes a day, just 10 minutes, and you know, you can graduate into more time, but just 10 minutes every day to do nothing, to free your mind, to just be prayerful. And I literally set it on my iPhone.
Very cool.
Just as a little reset, you know.
Does your philanthropy, the efforts through your philanthropy, you and your brother Luke, does that help settle your mind space as well?
It does. Luke's much more on the forefront right now because he does a lot of child sponsorship, and he kind of carries that during the show. My mantra has always been to support him and partner with him in that, and then also, you know, human trafficking relief, and really championing that. And for the moment, you know, there's been some great people that have raised up to really carry that baton. I think there's going to come a time I pick it back up again. And obviously something I verbalize a lot, but I think that's more of a conviction. It's funny, you start digging into that, and it can actually weigh you. It's pretty heavy stuff.
Yep.
You know,
I can imagine.
You get into trafficking, or you get into impoverished children. It's a responsibility, but it's probably not something I'm doing to like sort of, you know, help me feel better about the day.
Yeah. Okay, finally, before I cut you loose, you've got an excited fan base here, everywhere actually, that can't wait to see you. And I know you put on more than a show. I've seen it. I want to see it in person, but I know it's an experience. So tell me, What type of experience can Kiwis expect when you take stage here in New Zealand? And when are you coming, by the way? Putting you on the spot.
You are putting me on the spot, man. This is pretty thrilling because this is kind of an announcement of sorts. Well, because we saw each other, then we sort of came in 2019, and who knew that there'd be this like radical, the world would change. It feels like a different, you guys got off pretty well. You just sort of locked down your island and
there's only
off you went.
There's only 10 of us who live here in this country, so it's easy to do that.
Hey, do you want to hear a fun fact, by the way? Little side note, speaking of touring. Because we did like 60 drive-in shows in 2020. And we were the second biggest touring act in the world, second to a New Zealand band.
What?
Who just evidently played all the arenas in New Zealand. It just traveled around and because no one else was playing except this band in New Zealand and us doing these drive-ins. So it's sort of a badge of honor that we were runner to a New Zealand group. But yes, getting back to what you said, we came in 2019, and I felt like it was kind of like a dip your toes in the pool, so to speak. We played the festival and played it at church. And what I'm so excited, we've been trying to get back ever since. We really have, and but we wanted to wait for the right time and to be able to come back in the right way, And so we're really thrilled to announce that we have dubbed the tour the Homecoming Tour.
Yeah.
New Zealand, we're going to Australia in May of next year. And this is kind of the spared no expense. We're bringing, you see a lot of these videos maybe on social media or whatnot that we've been able to do up here in the Northern Hemisphere. And we're going to bring a lot of that flair in full force down south this time. And then we've written a whole new record in that time. There's so much to talk about since then. So we're thrilled. We really are. And I'm proud to announce it with you.
Yes. You heard it for the first time, and you are in for such a treat. I missed out in 2019, Joel, because I wasn't here at Life FM. So I'm a fan, and I can't wait to experience what you and your brother are going to bring to the stage when you come to Aotearoa, New Zealand in May. It's been a pleasure talking to you, Joel. I know your time is precious, so we thank you for your time, bro.
Man, great to be with you, as always. Give our love to the team, and we'll see you in May.